Well, hello and welcome to another Daily Dominion. We again have two expansions paired up, and this time it's Empires and Cornucopian Guilds. Now, I've had two quick playthroughs of this kingdom on the train, and the second one was just insane. I will show it off at the end of this video, so stay around for that. But for now, let's have a quick go at this together. We have Patrician costing 2 and Farrier and Stonemason also costing 2. The strongest of these cards is the innocuous looking Farrier, as you get to overpay and then draw more cards for your next hand depending on the amount overpaid. And that's just insane. But also Stonemason has a strong overpay mode, allowing you to gain 2 action cards costing the same amount that you overpay. And what else do we have? Sacrifice for trashing Stonemason to some extent, but it's not good at trashing estates. Advisor, and I mean also not great at trashing coppers, as it is a terminal copper trasher. Advisor allows you to somewhat draw. Then we have Crown, and whenever there is Crown around, you also look for the inset synergy with Capital. Essentially, Crown double plays a Capital in your buy phase, then you will have 12 money and 2 buys, which is a great boost. And then the best thing about this is that when you discard these 2 cards from play, you only have to take the 6 debt off of Capital. So essentially, these 2 cards turn into 2 golds with the buy slapped onto each one. And that's quite nice, especially since Crown is such a flexible card. Then Soothsayer allows you to gain gold, and if you curse the opponent while you do that, because the curse might run out, but if you curse the opponent while you do that, they will also draw a card. And we have an event in Annex, allowing you to look through a discard pile and shuffle all but up to 5 cards from it into your deck, and then gain a duchy. So essentially for 8 debt you will gain a duchy and do some shuffle magic. It's usually not worth it, but sometimes in junky-ish decks it might be. Then Wolf saying when scoring you get -3 victory points per card you have exactly one copy of. And that means that we want to stay symmetrical here and get at least 2 copies of each card, or at least keep track of the cards that we have only 1 copy of, so we can trash them towards the end of the game. Alright, that was a mouthful. Also some alt VP, I guess, in Emporium. And yeah, this kingdom is, in my opinion, insanely swingy. As I said, I had this one playthrough where I just blazed through it with a 5-2 start, and that was insane. And the first playthrough was a bit less exciting, I guess. It was like 16 turns and very messy towards the end, especially with Wolf then being around. I never got really clean. Yeah. Now, strategy-wise, I think you want to try to achieve getting clean while also trying to curse the opponent, while also early on going for lots of Farrier overpays. And the thing is that Farrier piles insanely quickly. The curses will pile rather quickly if you go for Soothsayers. And then Stonemason is also a pile that can pile really quickly, and it might just end in a very fast scramble. So you need to keep an eye out on the piles for sure. The kingdom plot looks well-rounded. I mean, it is possible to build a well-rounded engine here, but in my opinion, the trashing is a bit on the slow side. Like with sacrifice is okay, but it's not the power trasher such as, I don't know, Masquerade or Recruiter. But it certainly is possible to get clean here, unless you get somehow completely bogged down in curses by AI Soothsayer. Opening-wise, I think the 4-3 and the 5-2, no, actually, I think the 5-2 is by far the best, because you get these early golds into your deck early on. And for the 5-2, I think it's better to open Soothsayer Patrician, because if you're opening Soothsayer, you bank on having lots and lots of Farrier overpays, because you will get golds into your deck, so the Farrier overpays will be more insane. And that that's why I would not suggest opening Farrier among the Soothsayer. But I mean, it's also a fine thing to do. And with opening Patrician, you just need to be careful that later on you do the Wolf Den equivalency, so you get the second Patrician, or trash the first one. On the 3-4, we're probably just going to open Silver Sacrifice. I think it's also viable to open overpay 1 and then sacrifice to try to hit 5 that way, but it's not that likely. If you have a 3 in 5 chance, it's better than 50-50, but it's not great. And you might just delay getting the sacrifices into the proper shuffle. So I think I prefer just Silver Sacrifice. And on the 4-3, which is also not bad, I think you just go Sacrifice and Farrier overpay. Now, I would say we start this one and see how it goes, what AI has. AI, okay, AI on the 4-2, 4-3, it overpays 2. Essentially also going for this gamble to try to hit Soothsayer. It's probably skipping, yeah, it's probably skipping Sacrifice. Now we have an option here of just trashing a copper and thus overpaying 1 on the Farrier. I think it's a bit better to just go for maybe a Patrician. And maybe we should have overpaid because this is really bad, not hitting 5 here. Yeah, we do get to overpay quite a lot just to get back around to this sacrifice, but things are not looking all too great in my opinion. Let's trash out that last estate. And here there's a question of whether we go for, well, we have many options actually. We can just overpay Farrier quite a bunch and say, okay, we just want to get to draw back around to this sacrifice and then see how we go from there. Or we go for a Soothsayer ourselves, or we go for a crown. A crown can double play a sacrifice. I think for now it's best to just overpay, to bite the bullet here and say, okay, we draw our deck and probably trash a copper because then we get to overpay even more. And yeah, pick up another Farrier that we overpay by 6 and then buy the last Farrier just to deny it from AI being able to grab it. I think that's worth it here. And as long as we get to somewhat keep up in trashing with AI's junking, I think we should be fine now. It's okay to get rid of this curse. And the question is whether we add like some draw here, whether we add 2 crowns. I think we just skip Soothsayer altogether. I think we are favored by building a proper engine, and if we go for Soothsayer ourselves now, we will benefit AI's game, I think, just because then the curses might run, and yeah, we won't have as much time to build our engine. So I think we overpay 4 and go for double advisor, and then pick up the second Patrician just to also equalize for the Wolf Den before AI snatches the last 2. And see how we go from there. AI adds this gold. Stonemason can trash that. Now we get to buy a crown and probably play this Patrician first to try to pick up the sacrifice. Nice. And that's great. Of course, now the crown is missing, but that's fine. I think we're at an okay spot at this point. We still want to add, I think at this point we just want to add double crown, although adding more advisors would also be not too shabby. And, or I should have picked up, no, we just had one money there. Yeah. Yeah, and the patricians might be able to draw a bit now as well, now that we have some crowns in our deck. AI buys estates, tries to lower that way, and copper. And I haven't seen it do that in my previous playthroughs. I don't know why it goes for that. Do we crown this Farrier or do we crown the Stonemason? I think we crown this Farrier, just trying to... Oh, we even get to crown a Stonemason anyways. Just trying to draw a tiny bit more. And... yeah, and our buys here. Have a great turn coming up. And things are looking alright, although the thing I expected to happen is happening. AI is trying to lower piles really, really aggressively. And... thus, yeah, we might need to score soon ourselves. And let's play all that. And now that. What are the last two cards here? AI discarded a patrician and a silver. So do we have another crown? Yes, we do have another crown, so it might be worth it to just double play this Farrier. Find this crown, and then this might double play, I think, sacrificing one of the Stonemasons to draw back around to the silver, and trash this curse. And now we hit 6 here. I would like some more money in our deck at this point. And to get money in the deck, we might want to actually just buy a gold or a Soothsayer. Maybe a Soothsayer at this point is not too bad of an idea. Just wait, actually we can just trash this curse with Stonemason and get 2 money of this. And this way we get to, I guess, overpay Stonemason for Soothsayer and Emporium. Emporium will yield 2 victory points. It will be negative points at first. But the Soothsayer will be, if we get to draw our deck, it will allow us to properly gain golds, and then we can Stonemason those golds, and that should be really good. Let's just double play this advisor. AI discards the Soothsayer, which I think is a mistake, as we will probably just draw back around to it. We have no more advisors down there, so let's double play this one. And yeah, I mean, we do get to get around to this gold. Which, yeah, I think it's fine to go like this, draw this, and now again double play that and turn this gold into maybe crown and sacrifice. And now again overpay crowned advisor, of course. Now overpay 4 for advisor sacrifice, or overpay 5 again for, I don't know, crown Soothsayer or Emporium Soothsayer. I think, given the state of piles, like just 4 curses and the Stonemasons might do it for AI, so we ought to be a bit careful. We could top deck all of this stuff that we just gained. Is that worth it? I think it's worth the 8 debt, although then we might not get out of debt, and it would be really bad for the next buy phase. No, I think it's fine to end this here. And we do have a nice draw coming up. And AI, yeah, almost went completely out for that. Gained the last Stonemason, it gained 2 curses. I wonder why it didn't annex. I mean, probably it wants to be able to buy something. Essentially, it is saying, okay, you're not outscoring us. You're not outscoring me on this turn. What do we need to get here is the question to win this. I believe we need to probably get rid of our Soothsayer in favor probably of 2 estates. And what else? Do we have 1 copy of the Emporium? Well, let's see. Let's try to draw a bit. And we drew the crown. That's not great. We have 1 more crown there, so let's go for this draw. And yeah, we are in quite the pickle if we don't manage to win on this turn, because I don't think we'll outscore AI here. And yeah, we'll need to see. And do we want to just sacrifice one of the Farriers? I think we do. We want to make sure that we draw as much as possible. And now, do we have a win here? Is this a win on estates? I think it's a win on estates, looking at this. We can just sacrifice the cards that we only have 1 copy of and suddenly come out on top. That was funny. What? I mean, I didn't plan for this win. And, oh, we should not trash this copper. Because if we trash this copper, we actually tie. I almost committed that mistake, but yeah, that was funny. Now, buying a curse does yield negative VP. Yeah, we don't have any curses in our deck. And of course, there would be the Wolf Den marker. And that was unexpected. AI lowered really aggressively. We could annex for no reason here. But yeah, win this one in 14 turns in style. I mean, it did look like we were quite far behind, and if we had dudded on this turn, we would have lost for sure. But having these 3 Stonemasons in our deck to equalize on those Wolf Den points and get rid of all of our unique cards, I mean, I don't think I've ever had this sort of win. Anyways, that wraps up this playthrough. That was fun. And I wanted to show off the other playthrough that I had. And I mean, 14 turns, not too shabby. 14 victory points to 11 victory points, mainly due to AI just lowering like a madman there on that last turn. But if you look at this, you'll see the real madness that could happen. And yeah, this is just insanity. In that one, I had a 5-2 open Patrician Soothsayer. The Patrician revealed my Soothsayer on turn 3, so I drew it, and then I got to overpay Farrier. And yeah, as you can see, I got 7 golds in the deck. I got to play the Soothsayer like 7 times on these 9 turns. So every turn after the first 2 turns, I got to play it. And then I was able to just buy all of the Stonemasons in this insane 9 turns. Yeah. Anyways, I just want to share this. It's crazy what this kingdom is capable of. In that one, I completely skipped sacrifice as there was no time for it, and it would have collided with the Soothsayer anyways. And I think here really your strategy is shaped by whether you have the 5-2 or the 4-3. And yeah, I don't know. I think I liked our decisions. I like delaying the Soothsayer so the curses are not too much of a threat too early. AI did have quite the good turn there. Could it have won, actually, I wonder? Maybe it did have a win there. Like, I don't remember at what the state of our points was like, but maybe had it trashed the gold into 2 curses instead of 2 duchies and might have won. Or into, I mean, that's 6 points, and it had 11. 5 points minus 2 of the curses. I think AI missed the win there. Huh. Okay. I mean, more power to it. We didn't have, I guess, the greatest early draws, like seeing 2 money on turn 3, I believe. Yeah, or wait. What did we draw? 2 estates, 2 copper, sacrifices, not the greatest. Turn 3, and then our silver missed the shuffle. Yeah, I think we were off to a somewhat slow start, but yeah, I don't know. This kingdom is weird. Let's just say that, and let me end this video with that sentence. I will try to catch you in the next one, and until then, goodbye.